Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow travelers. Oblix here, back with you today from the Future's Age. How y'all doing today? So guys, last time we built our alchemy table and all manner of crazy cool things. But today, guys, well, I think it was Friday. Today I'm recording this on Sunday, and I think it was Friday. I was hanging out with Maruski. She's over there in her house. She's on the server today. We were just hanging around, chatting, looking at things. You know, she was showing me her base, both of them. Actually, go check them out if you haven't already, because she's doing some cool things over there. Actually, I see her right there, flipping around in her top floor up there. Yeah, links in the down yonder. Go check it out and see what she has been up to. She's got two cool bases going on. But we were hanging out. She was showing me her stuff. I was showing her my stuff, and just seeing where we both are, catching up. We hadn't talked in a while. And as we do, we were wandering around, not with nether wart, but my sword broke. So, yeah, bummer. So I am currently without sword. But that leads well into what we should be working on today, which is a bound blade. So, this is our next step in blood magic, but before we do that, we did get some, where are they? Aha, runes of capacity that we can go put on our altar over here. Remember, it holds 10,000 units of blood, but we can pop these guys on, and it should hold more. So if I take that off, it's no longer a tier 1. We got 4 of these, so I should be able to just drop 4 in here like it is so. Now with this, remember the altar itself is a tier 1. You add these blank runes around the outside and you get a tier 2. We're not a tier 2 right now because we've removed some of those runes. We're back to a tier 1. But you can replace the blank ones with these runes of capacity. And it will... I don't like how they all go that way, but that's fine. We can live. Now that should see how the altar has. It was full and it has now shrunk down because we can consume more blood inside the altar. Now, one thing you cannot do is replace these corner blocks. Not in this tier. You can in the later tiers. Remember we talked about we have a. So that's a tier 1. I'm sorry, this is tier 1, tier 2. We have a tier 3. I forgot we did this outer layer here. They're all up underneath here. Tier 3, so that's a tier 4, 5, 6, where the granite is. So we're actually at a 3 right now, underneath these grates. But we can replace them in the tier 2 or in the tier 3, and they will work just fine. So now we can come up here, and we can fill up our blood even more. Get lots of good XP, and you see we fill up our blood altar even more than it was already. And you saw babies can't get out. I don't remember if I showed that before, but they definitely can't. And I had found a really cool shield that one of the mobs dropped, but I accidentally tossed it in the trash, so it kind of went away forever. I think that one's got a hoe on it, so we don't really want that one. But yeah, so let's get on back in and let's get to work on our bound blade. So let's free up some inventory space. Forgot to get rid of the bow. Get rid of it old-fashioned, old school. Toss those in there. We'll use those later for higher tiers. And apparently I forgot to get rid of a hat. So we'll get rid of that old school as well. Pop those in there. Now, what is it going to take to make this sucker? We need a demon sword in some ashes with a binding reagent. It's very similar to how we made our armor. So we need some glowstone, redstone, gold, and gunpowder. So there's our gunpowder. There's some glowstone. Do we have some nuggies? Yes, we do. And a piece of redstone. Fantastic. And we're going to need some will. So we need... Oh, no, we don't. Not to make this. Oh, yes, we do. Brain damage. So we're going to need at least a common, which we have. And we're going to need 400 will, and it's going to drain 10. Well, we have 1,000. We filled this bad boy up. That mob farm works a treat to fill this thing up. So we can just pop over here into our Hellfire Forge. Pop that around. Pop that in. Give her the old second to process. Zorp. And Zorp. There we go. Nice. So put you back where you belong. Let's go get some ash. And we're going to need this. And we need to get a diamond sword. So, do we have some demons? Where'd my diamonds go? Oh, I have the daggum E selected again. Because, yeah, that's what I do. And a stick. And there's our diamond sword. Alright. Now it's probably going to make with the zappity zap and shockity shock and all that stuff. So we're going to come over here and do it. And we're going to put that down. We're going to put that down. Nice. And then we're going to put that inside. And zappity zap zap. Brewski's over there probably like, what the heck is going on? Looks like she's working on storage. Do I have Optifine? Oh. It's fighting with Psy for the same key. I'll have to rebind my keys. There we go. And now we have the bound blade. So this is its inactive state. And I don't remember what my key is to activate. Let's go find out. We can also fix our Optifine key while we're here. Alright, so we've fixed all our key bindings. So we can better spy on Maruski. Oh yeah, she's totally building storage over there. See all that? Mm-hmm. Figured she was. Anyway, this is its inactive state, and it does pretty much no damage. Now, if you shift-click on it, right-click on it, that is, it turns into the sword, and it uses blood from your blood network, which the orbs will help you get a hold of. So let's go in here and say, hey, Silex, how you doing, buddy? Get dead. And then we can come down here to this Ika. Remember, these guys are quite a few hits. Let's see how this sword does on them. 3 hits? That's not bad, because I think they were 4 or 5 before, so you know, it's definitely better. Get dead. Get dead. Get dead. Where are you going, buddy? I said get dead. Interestingly enough, when I make things edibles in my kitchen, it likes to use the Ika meat for whatever reason, instead of like, what is it, bacon, or not bacon, what is it, pork? No, I heard an Ika. There he is. Come here, get dead. 3 hits, not bad. Whoa, these things are spawning like crazy. Look at this. Silex everywhere. I don't like running water. Somewhere in here is running water. Get dead. Get dead. Oh yeah, this thing is working like a treat. Look at all this running water here. What are you doing here, homie? Get dead. Haha, killed you before you blew up. Alright guys, next thing we want to start working on is we want to work with will, and we want to start imbuing the surrounding area with will, because we're going to need to draw from that will later. And there's a very specific way we need to do it. Now, fortunately for us, our blood magic house is entirely contained within a single chunk, which is awesome. I was a little worried it might be split, but it is not, so we can use our house to our heart's content. So, we need to make one of these bad boys a demon crucible. So let's go get the pieces parts together for that and get it going. So we need a demon, lapis, stone, and a cauldron. And a stone. And a demon. And some lapis lazuli. Now I did forget to show you that when you use the bound blade in its sword mode to kill critters, there's a chance you're going to get blood shards, weak blood shards, and we will use those later. Let's get these out of our inventory, and we'll hang on to those for now. So we need, I think, 400 will, and it's going to use 100 will. We should have more than enough inside our dippity doodle to make that happen. So shouldn't be an issue. Dadgummit, I did forget to make the cauldron though. So luckily we have one of these, and we can just do this. Nice. Okay, and let's go in here. Go there, and what is it? Stone. Doesn't really matter the order, but there we go. Craft gate. And nice. Demon crucible. Alright, excellent. We got our demon crucible. Now we need to work on this guy here, the demon crystallizer. So we're going to need another Hellfire Forge, some lapis, some glass, and some stone. So let's just pop this here. That's where it's going to live. And let's go grab the stuff we need for that. We're going to need stone, glass, and lapis. That's easy. Where you at, Lapi? Stone, glass, and lapis. Alright. Now we need another Hellfire Forge, which is a block of iron, a piece of gold, 2 iron ingots, piece of gold. Where's the one up? It's used. There we go. Piece of gold and 4 stone. And alright, so let's go ahead and we need to craft this. Then we can craft this. Done. And I think we're 1 stone too many. And we can go put this in our Hellfire Forge. It's funny you use a Hellfire Forge in a Hellfire Forge. Whatever. And we're going to cook this up. and should use some will. And we'll pop that here. And let's put our gem in there, because that's going to keep the will in the aura topped off. Now this guy's going to start growing crystal, and it takes a little while. We're going to let him just cruise and do his thing. And we will come back and check on him here in a little bit once he's actually crafted a crystal. Alright, so our crystal is finished. Took maybe a minute or two. See it in there. Now I went and got another pickaxe, because our pickaxe has silk touch on it, and I'm not really sure how that's going to work with this here crystal. So I went and grabbed this guy that just has efficiency 1, and we're going to break this guy. And there we go. That's what we're looking for. Demon Will crystals. And if we look at our gem, we can see it's down to 820. So we can see it is pushing will into this chunk, and then this guy is sucking it back out and creating the crystals, which is what we want, because we want more of these guys. Because these guys are used to make lots of things, specifically our Greater Tartaric Gem, which will allow us to hold even more will. And then we can get to the Grand Tartaric Gem and so on and so forth and such things. So what I need to do now is take this gem, and do we have enough will left in it? We need 1,000 wills, and this guy does not have 1,000 will, so I'm gonna have to take this guy and go and bang on some bad guys to get our will up enough to be able to do this. And I'm also going to need a demonic slate and a weak blood shard, which, remember, we got those from using our bound blade. So we're also, what was the other one we needed? A demonic slate, which means we're going to have to get to a tier 4 altar. So that is our next step in the process. We got everything we needed to make our grand gem except for that demonic slate. This guy's still making crystals, but we want to refill our common gem, and we can put this that away. Let me put this away, and I'll just leave this here for now. We need to get started on expanding our blood altar to a tier 4, and I think that's going to be 28 more of these blank runes, or they could be any of the advanced runes as well. But let me get started with crafting a whole bunch of these blank ones, and we will go from there. Alright, I've kind of modified our farm here to be a quick little factory for blank slates. So I just set up an Ender IO conduit off the altar that is pulling out to this chest, and put a filter on there for blank slates that whitelist them, and then just a hopper in with a bunch of stone that's already dumped into the altar here. You see the altar is draining. It was full just a minute ago, and I had to put a block on top so these mob drops don't fall in, and then I just sit here and kill them as needed. Get it filled back up. I can come around and collect all the bits and pieces, run over here and dump them in the trash can, and it just keeps on trucking. So let me let these finish getting destroyed and this finish crafting. It does take a holy hot minute to get some. If you do less at a time, you get them much faster, but because we're doing 50 something of them at a time, it's gonna take it a minute. But I'll bring you back when we get some progress made. Okay, so they've all been craftigated and shipped over there. Fantastic. So now I can just clean up the mess and go make those blank runes. So let me get to that, and I'll bring you guys back. Alright, so that got us 31 blank rune. I think we need 25 in total. Alright, so to make tier 4 here, we're going to have to dig up this granite. And it's actually going to be one level lower than the tier 3. So we're going to need to find out what that level is and then go below that. Just one step down. So tier 3 is one step lower than this. So tier 3 should actually be on the level of this dirt. So we need to rip all this out. So this should be the level of tier 3. Now tier 4 is going to go into a big hole in the ground, apparently. Now let's get this cleaned up. So we want to go at this level here. Yeah, because if we look here, yeah, you see our blocks. And again, all these can be replaced with I thought it was 28. Oh, you know what? I think these corners are not. Yeah, I think these are stone. Or stone brick. Yeah, I think these are stone brick. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm remembering. Of course, we have our little deal here that'll tell us. Set it to tier 4s, and we say that one right there. Wait. Ah, there we go. So that's a stone brick. It'd be easier to see if I just rip this out, wouldn't it? I'll tell you what, let me open this up a little bit so we can see for sure what we need, and then we will make this happen. Alright, I did stick a piece of lava up here. Just tucked it in right there to keep the mobs at bay while I'm working here, because it was getting pretty darn full in there. So yeah, we needed these stone bricks here. We needed them 4 high, and we need a new block on top up there, which is the bloodstone brick, which is made from bloodstone, which is the bloodstone shards with a chisel or a piece of stone. So let's go grab, I think we had one or two more. Those, let's go grab those guys. And it made quite a bit. So we should be able to... Yeah, that makes 16. And that makes 4. So this should get us to tier 4, I think. If I mathificated correctly. Part I'm not 100% sure about is those stone bricks right there. I'm pretty sure that's right. And that should be a tier 4. Which that's going to let us make our... the demonic slate. So we need an imbued slate in a tier 4 altar with 15,000 blood. So we should, because of our capacity upgrades, we should already have more than that. Do I have an imbued slate on me? I do. Let's try this. Let's see if it gets happy. I should not suck it over here because... Oh, you were having a bad day. Stupid. Wait, I think we can go ahead and get rid of this lava and start mortificating them and fill our will back up again. Not will. What is this? Blood. I'm hanging on to that bow because it's power 3 and I can combine it with my existing power 3 to make a power 4. Alright. Excellent. Demonic slate. So I do need to clean this up a little bit. But we most definitely have a tier 4 now, which is fantastic. So that and that. We should have a new crystal here too. Oh, we don't. I guess we haven't given it enough will. Greater Tartaric. Nice. Our common suck the will out of the land. Let's put the common in there. And then what I'll do is go fill the greater up. Via the farm over here, I'm probably going to have to make a new sentient sword. But that'll let me get it filled up. Alright, I've cleaned up around the tier 4, made it look like the tier 3. Most of it's tucked away under the ground underneath these iron trap doors. This is getting kind of expensive. These iron trap doors are stupid expensive. 3 or 4 iron each. But yeah, once we start getting out into these layers, I hope we have some good iron production by that point. Or otherwise we're going to have to change our look. Anyway, I did go ahead and fill up the blood, and I broke our sentient sword trying to fill up this greater Tartaric gem. You see we're only up to 436 will. Got a long way to go. It's not even blipped full. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do on that. But I do think that is gonna do it for this episode. I sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. As always, boy, those mobs are loud. Let's get over here. Yeah, sure do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with me. As always, and until next time, y'all get out there, make some noise. See ya.